Hello everyone, my name is Ronak and you're watching VectoArt. In today's video, we will learn how to create this login animation in Visual Studio Blend. So without any further ado, let's get started. So let's start by creating a new project. Next we'll select WPF app using .NET framework. Let's give this project a name. And then finally hit on create. Now our project is loaded, so let's go to tools, NuGet package manager, manage NuGet packages. Let's go to browse, search for HandyControls and select the 5th link and click on install. After selecting the project, accept the terms, and once it is installed, it will give you a readme file on how to implement it in your project. So it is successfully installed now. So this readme file has all the information. So first let's copy the namespace into the app.xaml file. Okay, and now let's copy the resource dictionary tag and paste it inside the application resources. Build the application once before we move on. The application is built successfully. Now let's go to the designer, and also I'll show you the controls that have been added. So you can see a whole lot of controls that have been added to the application. Okay, so now first let's minimize the code. And now select the main window, go to properties, and let's remove the borders by checking the allow transparency and setting the window startup location to center. Now let's draw a rectangle on top of the window, and I will make a duplicate of the copied rectangle and then fill it with a dark gray color for the first rectangle, and also remove the stroke. And then for the second rectangle, I will be selecting a fill of purple. Yeah, and also the same for this. And finally I will draw one more rectangle in the empty space that we have and change the fill to white. So next we'll draw a image on the white rectangle that we have. So let's search for an image box and draw it on top of the white rectangle. All these controls are directly been added inside the grid for now. Later we will merge them into different groups. So now let's select a source for this image. I have downloaded these icons from icons8.com. You can also go to that website. The link is in the description. So I am setting a width and height of 35 pixels or 35 points. Now next I will move on to the purple rectangle. So I'm copying and pasting the image box that I have, and I will change the image by changing its source, and also I will change the width to 50 points. That's done. Now let's add a text block below that to indicate as to what it is. So let's add a text block, and let's extend the text block throughout the rectangle and set the alignment to center, and also change the foreground color to white. Change the text to maybe sign in, and also let's change the font size to 18 points. Okay, that's that's done. Let's select the two and group it into a grid and rename the grid to sign in. Now let's make a copy of the grid that we have. Copy and paste it, and then position it on the black rectangle that we have, or the gray rectangle. Change the content to sign up and also change the image. And that's done. Now next, let's rename the next grid that we copied, the copied grid, to sign up. So things are done. Now next we'll add one more image to the main grid on the purple rectangle. So this is not inside the subgrid, but it is directly added to the main grid. So let's change the image and also change the image for the first sign in image that we added. We just want it to be same, so that's why. So change the width to 40, maybe 40 points, and position it accordingly. Okay, and also make a copy of it and do the same for the second image that we have. Select the same image that we have on the sign up section. Okay, that's done. So let's hide these two, change the visibility to hidden, and also hide the two grids, subgrids that we have on the main grid. So select the sign in and sign up grids and go to properties, visibility, hidden, and do the same for sign up. We will make them we will change the visibility later when we are animating the window. So we are done with this. Now we have to add the next part, that is the form controls. So let's start by adding a text block, extend it throughout the purple rectangle, and then change the text to sign in, increase the font size and change the foreground color. We will be making some tweaks here and there throughout the video, so keep an eye on it. And now next we will actually add the HandyControl text box. So if you go to this link which is in the description, you will have the code for the text box. So copy this code and then go to the code behind and paste it here in the XAML. You can see the error, so copy the namespace and paste it in the main window, and the error will be gone. Now remove the info element, close the tag for the text box, and you can see that you have the text box, but it does not have a width and height. So just decrease this size and place it where you want it. Also we'll make some changes. So let's go to properties, remove the background, remove the border brush, and change the foreground as well. Before that, let's go to the font size and change the font to 18 points. Change the foreground to white. And then next let's go to the XAML and change the placeholder text to login. That's done. Now let's draw a line below it and change the foreground and stroke to fill and stroke to white, and also increase the size of the line that we added. So if you increase the size, you will see that line. Now copy both the text box and the path and duplicate it for password, but here we will not be using the text box, but we will be using the password box. So for that you'll have to go to the link that I have shared for the documentation of HandyControls in the description. Go there, look for password box, copy the code for the password box. So we have this nice show I button and a clear button, but I'm not going to use it because I am changing the design a little, but still I will add those properties in the password box, like show I button, which will show you the password on click of it, and then I will also add the show clear password button. So I'll add that. Sorry, not the show password, but I should add the clear password. Show clear button to true. So that's done. Now we will need a button. So let's add a regular button and then change its template. So right click, edit template, edit a copy, click on OK, delete the simple panel that it has, click on the template, double click on the grid, and by double selecting the grid, double click on the rectangle, so it will add a rectangle inside the grid. Change the corner radius of the rectangle, change the fill to a darker shade of purple, increase the size, and now by selecting the grid, double click on the image and it will add an image inside the grid. Now go to the properties and select a source for the image and also adjust it so that it appears at the center. So that's it. Now we'll go back to the window by clicking on the button template, and yeah, that's it. So let's now select all the controls that we have or we have created now till now. Before that, let's decrease the size and increase the size of the title to maybe 24 points. Now let's select all the controls that we created, form controls, and group it into a grid. Rename it to sign in form, and let's duplicate it so that we can use it for the sign up as well. So copy it, paste it, rename it to sign up form, and then select it and move it on to the gray rectangle. So once that's done, let's change the text to sign up and also the button color. So right click, edit template, and this time again click on edit a copy, select the rectangle, go to properties, change the color to gray, light gray, and then once that's done, click on the button template again to go back to the window. So click on the button template and it'll go back to the window. Now we have everything ready. Before that, let's add some more login options. So copy the image inside the subgrid or the sign in form grid and paste a small image. You can adjust the size later. So let's select the image, make duplicates, and select other images. So all these three images are inside the subgrid sign in form. So let's add and select the Twitter image now finally let's adjust the size and the position for all the three. Okay, so now let's select all the three and copy them and paste it into the sign up form. So that's done. So now we will start with the third phase, that is the animation, and for that we'll have to first place the controls in the right location. So let's hide the sign in form and sign up form grids. Sign in form grid first, and let's increase the size of the gray rectangle. So we are designing the final look for the first animation when we click on the gray area. So when you click on the gray area, this is how the UI should look. So for that I am making certain things visible, like the image that we added on the top left corner, that should be visible when the animation is complete on click of the gray rectangle. And the position of the sign up form should be at the center. So select the sign up form and change the position to center. So this is the final view or look of the last frame for the animation when you click on the gray area. So similarly we'll have to decide the look when you click on the purple area, so which will be the sign in option. So now let's hide the other things and make the sign in visible, and also make the sign up image visible and hide the sign in image. This is a bit confusing, but if you observe the button clicks that I'm doing and the video, you will come to know what is the operation that we are performing. Just remember that I am just setting the place for the controls, where the control should be on the UI and how it should look after the animation is complete. So this is the animation final look for the animation when you click on the purple area. So this is how it should look. Now let's hide all the controls back. So let's hide everything and go back to the start position of the window. So that will be both purple and gray area half and half. So let's change it back to how it was, but we have not changed the position and size of the set controls now. We are just changing the two rectangles now. So this is the start position, and in the start position we will have the two images at the center of each rectangle. So let's select them and make them visible. So this is how the start looks. Now let's go and add a storyboard. Now let's first select the two sign in and sign up buttons and make them hidden on the first keyframe, and also on the first keyframe just add two empty keyframes. We are not making any change to the rectangles. And now on the 0.5 keyframe, increase the size of the first rectangle, which is the gray rectangle, and decrease the size of the second rectangle. And also the first image, select the first image, and on the 0th keyframe just add an empty keyframe, and on the 0.5 keyframe change the visibility to visible, and add an empty keyframe for sign in and sign up on the first keyframe, and on the last keyframe change the visibility to visible. So if you run this, you will see that the rectangle extends, the image is visible, and also the sign up grid is visible, and rest all things are hidden. So let's add a trigger. So the trigger should be triggered on click of the rectangle, mouse down. So now let's add one more storyboard to repeat the process, same process for the purple rectangle. So this is the start position, but this shouldn't be the start position. Now the start position should be the position where we left off for the first animation. So that will be the extended gray area or the gray rectangle, the decreased or the reduced purple rectangle. This was the last position of the first storyboard. So we have to start from there on the 0th keyframe, and on the 0.5 keyframe we have to extend the purple rectangle and decrease the gray rectangle, hide the sign up UI, sign up grid, and show the sign in grid on the 0.5 keyframe. So this is basically hiding and showing the controls on the keyframes. You can also slow down this video playback speed and copy each mouse click that I am performing just to understand things. So I am hiding that, and I will make the sign up image visible. And finally I will make this hidden, the sign up grid. So if you run this now, you'll see that it changes from sign up to sign in. Let's change the keyframe for the sign up, the last 0.5 keyframe. Let's move it to 0.1, and also for the image, so that it hides before the final sign in grid is shown. So let's change the trigger to rectangle 1 on mouse down, and now when you run the application you will see that it works perfectly fine. But here you see that once again, if you click on the gray area, the sign up does not hide, and the sign in does not hide. So for that, let's go back to the storyboard. See, I can show you once again. So here the sign in does not hide. So for that, we'll go back to the storyboard and do a let's see why it has this error. So let's go to the storyboard select this first storyboard, and if you see that we have not added any keyframe for the sign in form. So let's, on the last keyframe it should be hidden, so select that. On the 0.5 keyframe, change the visibility to visible and then back to hidden, just to add that keyframe. And now on the first keyframe, just add an empty keyframe. So if you run the application now, I think that problem will definitely be solved. Also, we'll just check the second storyboard. So we'll add an empty keyframe for the sign in at the start, and I think now it's bulletproof. So let's run the application and see everything else in action. So let's click on the start, and that's it guys. It works as expected. Hope you all liked watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.